Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope your day is going wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me. Well, I'm super excited today. I get to share with you the All Aboard Christmas Kit. This is a special edition kit that's available right now over at Spellbinders. We're going to share a couple projects using this kit, and then we're going to go over the contents. And then I'll list everything below if you want to check everything out. But let's dive in. This is, again, a special edition, and I think it's almost everything you need to create all of your Christmas cards, guys. It's packaged like a present, which is super pretty. This is what it looks like. I wanted to show you the thickness. If you are familiar with the card kits of the month, this kit is double the size. The box is double the size. So you know there's a lot of goodness in here. We're going to go over it starting with our content sheet. On the front, it tells you everything that's in the kit on the very bottom, and then you have 3 inspirational projects. And then on the reverse side, it'll tell you how to create the train card that is on the front. Usually it shows you how, kits usually show you how to use the dies, but this just shows you how to use the card this month. So I love the train die set. I'm going to share that and how to put it together a little bit later, but I do want to share the cardstock. You get 2 sheets of gold and mirror cardstock. They're double-sided, and then you get 14 sheets of colored cardstock, 3 green, 2 blue, 2 pinks. You also get 2 reds, and also get some neutral tones. Neutral tones are great for your train. Those are your reds. You get gray, black, and then you get a taupe color, and then a white, and then a cream color. That's almost a vanilla color. So lots of cardstock for die cutting. And then you also get 2 sheets of glitter cardstock. I'm going to open it up and tell you guys, because I know you're going to ask if the glitter sheds. And this glitter cardstock does shed. So it's nice that it's in a separate package. So if you guys don't like to use sheddable glitter sheets, you could always bring in your own. When the glitter sheds, it doesn't bother me. A little sparkle here and there kind of brights up my life, I guess. But for those of you who just don't like glitter, it does shed, guys. Now this is like a huge pack of envelopes and card bases. They're A2 in size, and you get 25 card bases and 25 envelopes. They're side folding, and then there's a V flap for your envelope. So 25, guys. I think it's gonna be perfect for all of your Christmas goodies. You get a full-size paper pack. This is a 6x6 paper pad. There are 40 sheets in the paper pad, 2 of each pattern, and I like to trim the package off, the top part of it. This way, when I have all my bits and pieces of pattern paper, I can store it upside down inside my pack. So I just cut off the top. But your pattern paper is so pretty. Lots of elements for creating scenes, 2 tones. There are some patterns that have gold foiled accent on them. I just think it's perfect for scene building. This one has candies on it, guys, with gold accent. But you have some beautiful floral poinsettias, some stripes, and I like that one. That one is gray with some print on it, but then it just repeats itself. So 2 of each pattern. So that's your All Aboard 6x6 paper pad. Next, we are going to take a look at our glitter stickers, or actually our stamp set. There's so much to look at. This is your stamp set. You get 3 large sentiments with the ampersand sign, and then there's a lot of sentiments that you can build upon those. These are your glitter stickers. They're flat, so if you don't like dimension, these are perfect. And these are no shed, so you can take these out, and they're easy to remove from the adhesive sheet, and then you can add these to your projects. There's some stars in there too, perfect for the holiday season. Okay, now we're going to take a look at our glitter stickers. This is an alpha, a foam alpha sticker sheet. These are gold glitter also, and the nice thing about these are there's dimension to them, so you can add dimension. Sometimes when you die cut a sentiment die 3 or 4 times to give it dimension, these already have that dimension, so you don't have to do that. There's numbers on here too, so if you want to customize the year of your project or the date, I think that's nice that numbers are included. You also get this sticker pack. Lots of fun glittery elements. This one has foam, full foam backing, so you don't have to worry about your stickers swagging in the mail. And you can see the perfect depth for dimension. You have a sentiment that says, "Oh, what fun," some candies and a bell, sentiment banner, naughty or nice sticker, and then some presents. Lots of stars too. Now you also get some chipboard stickers. This one has two different sets. There's one on the front and then one on the back. And a lot of these are layered in between each other, so you can, like the frame at least, even has the train. You can actually use the colors as a guide for your train for die cutting, but there's a frame on the reverse side that is layered, so you would just remove those layers for extra elements. Now you get a die cut pack. This die cut pack, we're gonna grab our card base so you can see. This die cut pack is all about florals, Christmas florals, and I have to say they are pretty. And you know what? There's some elements in here that aren't necessarily for Christmas. So if you have a December birthday, you could use these as well. This poinsettia flower is so pretty, guys. There's 3 pieces. You can use them individually, but if you layer them together, it creates the most beautiful flower. There's some berries in there, some foliage. You even get a layering gold and cream poinsettia. We're going to use that for our project today. But there's gold holly leaves, some more florals, just beautiful, like almost watercolory florals are in here. I know I'm going through it really fast, but the video did kind of take a little bit long, but I did want to share with you what's in it. Now that was your floral die cut pack, but there is another die cut pack. This one has lots of goodies in here, including sentiments and elements that you can put on your tags. Just lovely. And this pack has 2 of each of them. I'm going to speed up and go through all of them in just a minute, but I do want to say that this pack does have 2 of each. But there are elements to create fun scenes, lots of sentiments. These are nice for layering on tags, which you get in this kit also. So you could use your die cuts to create tons of tags that are layered and just gorgeous for your Christmas presents this year. It'll be nice this year to be able to actually hand somebody a Christmas present. How about that? But that is your second die cut pack. So 2, 1 floral and then 1 scene building elements. So we also get a gem pack. This has 4 different colors of gem that coordinate, and then you get some sequins. This pack has some matte and some shiny sequins in it. 2 sheets of foam adhesive and then 1 double-sided tape roll, which is so nice. And then you get your this is die cut tags, guys. There are some banner tags and then there are some regular tags. Some of them do have shapes like Christmas trees and ornaments, but the very end of these have gold glitter on them, and there is a hole in there, so if you punch out that little hole, you don't have to add a hole punch to it. So those are nice on regular tags too. Sometimes I like to add banner tags like this to my bigger tags. It's just for a little motion when you open up or pick up your present. Your pack of tags also comes with lots and lots of twine, and these are, I'm going to go through your tags really fast. There's nice shaped tags in here, which is nice. These are traditional, and you can see like you can build upon most of these with your die cuts, and I think that's so perfect. This is how sometimes I like to do it, add that banner tag to your your traditional tags. So you get that pack, and then we're going to go over our die cuts. This is the all aboard train die cut, and I love this. It's super fun. There's some presents. You get the train, layering piece for the train. You get some wheels. That little piece goes on your trees. You get some elements too that go for your train. You get some bows. This is your tree that's included. I love this tree. Spellbinders came out with a die set with a gnome in it, and I had created a project with a similar tree. It was a little bit larger, but I am in love with that tree. And then you get a circle die. The circle die will actually create an ornament I'm going to go ahead and die cut out everything I need, and then we're going to create using the die cuts. Okay, I went to town and die cut everything that we need. That's using the cardstock that came in the kit, guys. I used the lighter red cardstock and then the gold glitter cardstock. We're going to use a piece in here to add a little sparkle. That's the dye that I use for that. And then I also use the same dye with gray cardstock and white cardstock. Those are your train elements. Now these are your trees. There's 3 pieces to your tree, and it creates the most adorable tree. I die cut out all 3 of them with the green cardstock, and then those 2 again. So I have actually 5 pieces for my tree. Nice thing about this tree is you can customize it. This little piece adds some little snow to your tree. I die cut that out twice, and it also has the stem in it. Let's go ahead and build our tree. Since I die cut out my little snow pieces with white cardstock, the tree trunk is attached to it, so I'm just using my Copic markers to color in my tree trunk. Makes it really easy. I use 2 shades of brown. I have an E74, I believe, and an E79, and then we're good to go. I'm going to add my trunk to the very bottom of the largest piece that we die cut out. I did it reversed. I did it on the other side, but you can see I tucked it behind there, and that's easy peasy. Next, what you're going to do is take your glue and go ahead and add glue to the very bottom scalloped part of each piece of the tree. This way you can add your snow, and I don't know what it is about this snow, but I just think it's so cute when you add it. I don't know if it's because it looks animated, or I just love this tree. So we're going to do that. We're going to pick up some more snow and put it on our second layer here. And then we have all of our layers. Let's add a little more glue here. And do it to the top. And you can go, sky's the limit on how high you want to make your tree, guys. If I can find that video, I'll list it at the end. But doesn't the snowbank, just the snow for the tree, just add a little bit of playfulness? It kind of does remind me, somebody mentioned before that it kind of reminds them of Dr. Seuss, and I agree, it really does. That's how playful these trees are. We have an extra piece and an extra trunk. We'll just save those for another project. But this is how it's intended, 3 layers with your tree trunk. We're going to go beyond that and add a little dot of glue and add an extra bottom layer. So we have 2 bottom layers here. I'm going to kind of place them a little bit wonky, add a dot of glue, and add our next layer. We'll add another dot of glue, and you can see how tall you could go with this. So I just think this is the cutest thing, and it'll be a perfect background for your train. Wait till you see the train, guys. Again, this is the All Aboard Special Edition Christmas Kit. Let's go ahead and there's our little wonky tree. We're going to use that on one of our cards. So there's the back side. You can see how you just layer it together. Okay, we'll put this aside. Now we're going to work on our gifts and our presents. I do want to share with you how you can create an ornament, because I think it's neat how you can do this. You have the bow pieces. This is the circle die that I die cut out with white cardstock, just a regular circle. Now with the bow there is the ornament topper. So all you do is glue it to the top of the circle and you have a perfectly cute little ornament. And then there is a string piece that you can die cut to. This you can add to the top of your ornament. And then you have the bow. If you want to add a bow to your ornament, you can do that too. There's 2 pieces to the bow. There's the loopies and the tails. You would just add that, layer them together. So that's how you create your ornament. But I'm going to put this, I cut it out with gold and the red glitter cardstock, but we'll set that aside. I want to show you how you can add it to your presents also. Now I use this pattern paper for my 6x6 paper pad. I'm going to go ahead and, I went ahead and die cut that out with the present die. The neat thing about the present die is there is etched detail in there. So there's some stripes on this piece here, there's polka dots. The square there has the stripes, and I like that they're etched because it adds so much detail to them. I die cut out mine with white cardstock and then with that pattern paper I showed you, and we're going to layer these together. I do this because it just adds a little bit more stability. when I add foam tape behind it. It's just preference. You don't have to, but the paper is on the thinner side, and so when I add cardstock below it, it just makes it a little stronger. Now the bow, you can take that long string piece, add that to your present. I'm going to make a long skinny one, but you could do horizontal or vertical with this, and then you add the bow on top. I just think this is so neat. So add a little dot of glue, add the bottom piece of the bow, and then you have a gift wrapped present. Pretty cool, huh? The pattern on that pattern paper is a taupe. It's a little bit hard to see, but I went for a neutral present. Now these, we're going to do the same thing with the leftover gold string. I'll add that to my smaller square. There's a little hanging over, and I'm going to use that to crisscross it. And then I did have the bow there that I layered with my next present, just layering that smaller rectangle right on top of the square. So we have 3 fun presents that are decorated. So those are good to go. Now we get to work on our little all aboard train. This is your die cut train piece. Now these pieces I die cut out with the same die. I just die cut it out with a gray cardstock and with white cardstock. We're going to kind of do some mix and matching. That piece will layer right on top, and you can tell what piece it goes because there's a curved edge to it. I'm going to add my white piece to the very top of the steam part of the train. And it's coming together. I just love when pieces come together like this. I'm going to use my glue and go ahead and add that to my train, and then we're going to layer some more of these smaller pieces to it. I'm trying to figure out what color do I want. Do I want the white or do I want the gray? And I'm kind of doing this as we follow along here. And I think we're going to put the gray right below. And of course, sky's the limit. If you want to use your gold or silver mirror cardstock for this, I think that would look fabulous too. In the example, that's what they did. This little piece, I'm going to go ahead and add to the very front of the train. And then that little piece, you can add 2 more tiny pieces to create the front. Add a little dot of glue, and then we'll add a gray piece to the very top of that. This adds a little bit of dimension too when there's layers like that. Okay, after we have that done, next there is some skinny stripes. We're going to add a little bit of glue here. There's etched detail on your train too, so you know basically where to put these little pieces. We'll put this here. And then I die cut out a black strip that goes on the very bottom of our train. I like that it's separated because you can add dimension. I'm going to go ahead and take some foam tape, flip this over, and add it behind that black piece we die cut. And then this layers directly on the bottom, like of the train. But now we have a little bit of added dimension. You can do any color with this. If you want to use gray, you could probably see the wheels a little bit better. This is the grill for the train. We'll add that. And I love how it's coming together. I just think train is great for Christmas, guys. This will make a cute little Christmas ornament. Oh gosh, I love that. And this is nice for little kid cards too, for boy cards. So nice little die set. These are your train wheels. You get 1 large one for the back of your engine, and then there's 2 smaller wheels. I die cut out 2 sets because this way we have the extra wheels for our little cart that we can add to the train. I'm going to add my little gray piece just under the window. You could put a piece of acetate behind the window too if you wanted to, guys. Okay, now I'm going to grab my 2 smaller wheels. We're going to put 2 little dots, kind of evenly spacing them. There's some connector pieces for your wheels. So the connector pieces, when you die cut those out, I die cut mine out with some white cardstock, but there's little circles on the left and right of those strips, so you know which one goes to the little wheels. I'm going to add dots of glue in the center of my wheels, and then we'll add our little connector piece. This connector piece has a circle that's larger. That's going to go for your big wheel, and attach that to your smaller one. The nice thing about using glue too is you have a little wiggle room. If you need to scoot those wheels over, you can. I'm going to add a dot of glue on top of that connector piece, and then we're going to add our smaller connector piece, connecting our two smaller wheels together. And I just think that's so cute. Next we're going to do our little cart. I'm going to add my gray piece. You can add the gray piece to the bottom of the cart or to the top. I chose to the bottom. And then I die cut out that red glitter cardstock with those same pieces. I'm going to add some red glitter to the top of the cart. We're going to add dots of glue for our wheels on our little cart. We'll take our little connector piece, making sure that I have it evenly spaced. Those little circles on the front and the back of that piece gives you kind of the spacing for your wheels. We'll add little dots of glue and add our little connector piece. And we're almost done, guys. I have a lot of extra pieces because I did die cut out the gray cardstock along with the white. But again, if you just want to use one color or the silver mirror cardstock or the gold, you could do that also. But there's a little cart. Isn't it so cute? I'm going to go ahead and add my red glitter to the very top of it, and then I'll pick up these little pieces and put these aside. I'll probably use those for another project. But let's take our little strip and then add that a thin strip of glue just above the polka dots that are die cut out of the cart. And then we have some added sparkle. I didn't want to add any sparkle to the train piece, just to the cart. And I think that's going to go good there. Let's add a thin line of glue. And then our train's done. So I am super excited about the All Aboard Special Edition kit. These are what you can create with the dies along with your ornaments, which are super cute. But I hope if you want to check out the kit, guys, I'll list it down below. Now for my first, we're going to jump into card making now. For my first card, I have a panel that measures, I'm gonna end up trimming it down to 4 inches by 5 1/4. I'm just using some white acrylic paint and I'm doing a little splatter in the background. We're going to create a nice snowy sky for our background. Next, I'm taking some white cardstock. I trimmed the cardstock that was in the kit, the white, into quarters. So they're A2 size panel. I'm going to create 2 snowy hillsides with each of these panels. This third panel I'm going to use for another card. But for my first card, we'll adhere our first snowbank directly to the bottom of our snowy sky. Now I did use my heat gun to kind of, acrylic paint takes a little bit of time to dry, but I wanted to continue. So I do have, it's still a little bit, needs to dry a little bit more. So I'm being careful not to smudge it. This snowbank we're going to pop up with some foam tape. We're just going to put it along at the bottom because we'll probably tuck some elements in there. And then this is going to go along the bottom of our panel. I'm going to go ahead and take this panel and adhere it to my card base, and you can see we're making a landscape style card with a little bit of white border showing on our card base. I decided to take a thin strip, about a 1/4 inch size, of gray cardstock. I'm going to put it just below the train wheels on one of the snowbanks. There is a little bit overhanging, so I'm going to trim that piece off with my scissors, just following along that second snowbank here. I thought this kind of grounded our train, just so it's not on a snowbank, basically. Now we're going to add our little cart. We're going to make it so it looks like we're going up a hill a little bit, so let's tilt it. Now you can use those extra connector pieces in your die set to connect the train together. So if you know the little pieces we use for the wheels, you could add a couple more to connect both of these together. I'm going to go ahead and add my presents in the tree, and I think that looks so fun. For my sentiment, I'm going to be using the chipboard sticker. This one says celebrating happiness. And then I did take the foam stickers. There's some candies in there. I put them below the Christmas tree there, and I did take one of the foam stars and added it to the top of the tree. I'm just going to add a little more red using the sequins. We're going to add 3 of them, and then that finishes. Oh no, you know what? Let's add some dimensional snowballs. I'm going to go in through my stash and grab my Nuvo crystal drops, and I'm going to add some snowballs to our background. This is just going to give me a little bit of dimension on that background sky. And that finishes our first project. Now for card number 2, I have another panel that is card front size, so it'll fit the front of my card base, which is 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. I used the navy blue cardstock in the kit. This is going to go directly on top of my card base. Once that's adhered, I went through my my dies in my stash. I had used the Spellbinders Essential Rectangle dies and created a frame. I'm going to go ahead and add adhesive behind the back side of my frame. My frame is not quite centered, but I think with this card I can get away with it because it's going to be left heavy. So I don't think you'll be able to see that my frame is that lopsided. You can see one side skinnier than the other. I did trim down a piece of my red glitter cardstock so it'll fit on the inside of my frame, leaving a little bit of that blue showing. We adhered that, and then I have 2 pieces of the die cuts. These are these were in the flower die cut pack along with those gold poinsettias. I'm gonna layer both of my pine needles and then tuck them underneath the frame about the halfway mark of the frame. This way we can add our poinsettia just above it. To create the beautiful layered poinsettia, I'm going to add foam adhesive behind our largest one. We'll place this on our panel, our card base actually, and then we'll add our second layer and third layer. I'm going to go crazy since there's not any dimension but the flower. I'm going to add another layer. I'm going to just pop it up and place this in the center, and it is so pretty in real life, guys. I just love this, and it's pretty simple to create. For my sentiment, I went through the die cut pack and found one that says Merry Christmas. We'll add that, but before we do, we're going to add some pretty red sequins to the center of our flower. There's 2 different kinds of sequins. There's a matte and then there is a shiny red. I used the shiny red. I just add dots of glue to the center of my flower and then kind of clustered them. There's 5 in total. Went ahead and add my sentiment. It says Merry Christmas. We're just going to push these together. They kind of wanted to space out. But that's it. Really pretty card. That was really easy peasy using those die cuts. Now I did create another background using my acrylic paint. So this one's good and dry. We're going to work on our third card here. For my sentiment, I chose one of the die cut circles. I just matted it on a slightly larger circle that I die cut out with the white cardstock. Now this panel kind of had those white streaks. I kind of didn't want those on there. It kind of looked like outer space instead of snowdrops, but I think I can get away with it because I'm going to put a lot on this card. I'm taking my little envelope punch corner rounder and I'm rounding the top part of my red glitter panel and my blue snowy background panel. We're going to layer both of these together. Once they're adhered, I'm going to create a snowbank for the bottom of this panel, and I just used the leftover piece that we used for our very first project. I'm going to add some foam adhesive, and I'm using my own foam adhesive, guys, but there's foam tape. There's 2 pieces in this kit, so there's plenty to create some dimension on your cards. But sometimes it's easier for me just to use what I have, like my tape runner and all that. But I'm going to go ahead and take my panel and put this on my card base. We still have 22 card bases left, so there's lots to create, and lots and lots. I don't even think I put a dent in my card kit, guys. I'm going to add my sentiment up here to the left, and then I have some more die cut pieces. I have 2 of the pine trees, and then I have the little reindeer. We're going to create a fun little scene. Originally I was just going to do the reindeer with the 2 trees, but then I thought, you know what, let's go ahead and add the stag so our reindeer has a little company. We're going to add this just so it's overhanging on our sentiment a little bit. I want to add foam adhesive behind this tree. This is going to go behind my little stag, and then we'll have our second tree in front of it, almost like he's a little bit dimensional going in and out of those pine trees. And then I did add my little reindeer hair. We're going to use some foam stickers. These are the same ones we used for card number 1. We're going to add, I don't know, I like to add stars to my trees for Christmas. I just think it adds extra sparkle. And then I am going to go ahead and use my Nuvo crystal drops and add some dimensional snowballs in the background. Just adding little dots. This just makes a difference on a snowy scene. But that's my third project, guys. So these are the 3 cards that I made today with the Spellbinders All Aboard Christmas Kit. Again, it's limited edition, but it's a great value for everything that you get in the kit. I thank you so much for joining me, guys. I wish you a lovely day. Happy Monday. Thank you so much for stopping by. We will see you again real soon. Bye-bye.